Hello and welcome to class. My name is Cindy Shelton and I'll be your instructor for this class. I wanted to show you around my Blackboard shell to introduce you to how I've designed your course so that you can see how to best interact with it. So first of all, to get to our course shell, you can use our your home campus's website, which is ashland.kctcs.edu for the Ashland campus or whatever home campus you're on. But then you can go to My Path and it gives you three options. This is where your grades are housed and financial information, kind of PeopleSoft information about your class enrollment here. Of course, check your email. And then here's where we'll mainly live for class purposes. The academic stuff is in Blackboard Learn. So you should see all of your course listed, anything you're enrolled in when you click on courses, and you should see all of your enrolled classes. So we're going to look at your applied math class, and this is what our Blackboard shell looks like. Yours should look very similar. Of course, this is me, and yours will have, if you've uploaded a picture, you'll see you. It might look just slightly different since this is the instructor view, but it should look very similar. Another thing I wanted to tell you is you can get directly to Blackboard by going to elearning.kctcs.edu. That's a direct link into Blackboard. So if ever your home campus website's down or something, you can get there that way. All right, so there's three things I wanted to show you. There's a horizontal grouping of options here, then a vertical and a vertical. So let's go through each of these. Across the top, the default is content. Right now it's showing content, which is usually the most of where you'll spend most of your time in a course in the content material. So that's the default. Then there's a calendar, the discussion boards. I don't do a lot of that. There are some in your course shell. You'll see that as you go along, but that's where you can see all the discussion boards. I do not use this gradebook. Be aware, I use the MyLabs gradebook, so I do not use Blackboard's gradebook. All your grading, you'll see down this middle column in this gradebook link. So this is, and notice I say this is a link to your current grade. I do not use a Blackboard gradebook. This is a MyLabs gradebook. So in the program we use for the course, that's where you see your grade. Messages, I don't like the messages either. Sorry, not a lot happening along the top here. Messages, I don't like that. I don't see those as easily on my phone. I have to type and get into Blackboard and stuff to see that. So I'd prefer you sent me messages directly through my email, cindy.shelton@kctcs.edu. And I'll see those quicker, on my phone, and I can respond quicker. I'll find them here, but it may take me a little longer until I'm at a computer and have logged on to Blackboard. And so anyway, mainly content is what we use across the top there. Then down this left-hand side, two things I would point out. One is Blackboard Collaborate. This is such a neat place for us to meet in our course room. This is not required. There are no scheduled required visits that you have to attend. You can do the entire class asynchronous and on your own. Just stay ahead of deadlines. But should you want to meet with other classmates, or you ask me to help you with a problem and do a lecture here, I'm glad to meet you in the classroom. This is how it looks. Right now it's a big old empty, I call it the lonely classroom there. No one's there. No one will be there unless I know to meet someone there. So you do arrange this by sending me an email and say, hey, I would like to talk to you about section 1.2 or whatever it is. And this is where we could meet to do that. You can share your webcam so that we can see each other, but you don't have to. And unmute your microphone, of course, if we're going to be able to talk. But those default are turned off, so I can't see you or hear you till you fix that. But that's a place we can meet. Again, that's optional, but just know I'm happy to meet you, and that's how we would get there. So again, that's Blackboard Collaborate, just join session. The other thing I use is announcements. Evidently, I've got all the old announcements. I need to delete those from last semester. But this is where I house, you can see I announce a lot. Every week, you should expect a weekly announcement from me to just check in. I check in midweek and just let you know kind of the main things going on there. And even this video will be housed in your announcements. So now you can go there and review this later. It'll be saved there. All these go to your email too, but sometimes things get lost in that waters of the email. So this is a place where you can find all of our announcements that were copied to your email as well in a handy place. All right, then the content. Down the middle column is where you'll spend most of the time. The first module, I'd ask you to acquaint yourself with the course and the course rules, the syllabus. Everything is in this module. I always put an overview and then a wrap-up in all my modules, so you'll kind of see the beginning to the end. It tells you what you should pay attention to and what's due and everything in the opening. And then here's all the info, and then it wraps it up at the bottom. So in this opening course information module, you can learn a little bit about me. I'd like to know a little bit about you in a discussion board here. And this is where I'll save this video too, so you can see it there or in the announcements. And then the syllabus and course calendar. Here's your schedule for the semester, so you can see every week it's laid out. There's 17 weeks to a semester if you count all the weeks. If you count the finals week, that would count. There's a spring break week. If you count all the weeks, there's 17. So every week has what you should be doing in the class, and then what's due the following assignment and the date. Everything that's due on the end here. So know this is a handy place where you can keep your calendar kind of organized. You might want to save this to your desktop or print it out, but you'll notice this first week you need to take the syllabus quiz, and I do ask you to take that by Friday, because something we do here at the college is we report any no-shows. By the end of the week, if a student has not logged in or shown up for class or contacted me in some way, we assume that they're just a no-show and they didn't really mean to sign up for the class, and we take you out of it. So we would expect the first week of class that our students are engaged, and this gives me something to assign that I can see that you're out there and doing the work. So you do need to take that syllabus quiz by the end of the day, Friday. Now the homework that week, chapter 1, that you'll be working on, I expect you to watch the video lecture. Every week you'll have video lectures to watch as if you were in class, and interact with those. Take your own notes and print off the handout that I give you, or pull it up on your computer and take your own notes to be interactive. You'll learn a lot more that way. And like it says, transcribe the main points and examples to your own organized notes. That is really key to success in the program. Even whenever you're doing your homework assignments, try to write those down. You don't have to, but it will make you a better student and will help you when you're reviewing for the midterm and final exams if you have all that organized in your notes. So I encourage you to do that. But what's due at the end here is homework 1.1 through 1.3, and quiz 1 will be due Monday the 16th. My deadlines are always on Mondays. That gives you the weekend plus then Monday to contact me if you're having any issues. But you can always work ahead. I encourage you to work ahead. Please do that. But these are the deadlines that you have to have it done by. But you can do it earlier, and please do. I encourage that. In thinking about that, I do have in the syllabus, which I know you'll read later, it does say that there is an exception. You can ask for one extension per semester. So if you miss a deadline, you can ask for one deadline extension for that week of work. So then I'll extend it an extra week. But you still need to keep up with that next week work and catch up. But it does give you that one setback should you have issues. So be aware of that, and you just send me an email if you have that need. Then we have this syllabus, and it has all your grading and class rules in there. All right, moving on down. There's your syllabus quiz. It's linked here as well as other places. There's links within the module and also outside of it, so I'll show you that. Let's go on down to the next link. Let me close that box. Here's your link to your assignments into the My Lab. Here you can see every assignment. So this also would house the syllabus quiz. This is a see it all at once option. So you can see there's the syllabus quiz and the due date, all of the assignments and their due date. So that's see it all at once. But then I also have them linked within the modules. You'll notice that the chapter notes do not have a due date and they're not graded, but they do count as assignments. So you'll see like you have X amount of assignments. but these will not be in your grading. They're just, let me just show you for example. It has more videos and PowerPoints and things to kind of help you out, more supplements for the material. Okay, then there's also the e-text. You can read the textbook there. And as textbooks go, I'll have to say, this is a pretty good one. I mean, I picked it, so I do like it, but it's more readable than most math books, I would say. So it's more user-friendly. You might actually like reading this math book. So it is there for you during this course. If you want to buy a hard copy of this textbook, it's been out for a while, so there's some used versions available that you might find out and about fairly cheaply if you would like to have a hard copy of the book, but it is optional. So that's all the MyLab stuff there. And then the grade book I pulled out separate here, so you'll be able to, very prominent, you'll be able to see where your grade book is. And, right now there's nothing going on, but it shows you the category weightings. The homework's 15% of your grade. The quizzes and the tests are going to be heavier weightings, but, everything except these 2 tests you can take multiple times to get mastery on, so take advantage of that. All right, but that's how you see your grade at any point in the semester. And this one's my link. Now, finally, week 1, here's the nuts and bolts here. We're getting to the actual course content. In every one of these weekly modules, it'll tell you what you should be doing in that module, and it'll give you kind of an intro. I look just a little crazy there, sorry, but it is what it is. But it'll tell you a little bit about why you would want to know this material and what you're going to be doing in this module. So please note that. And then week 1 notes and videos. You'll have a handout. Right here's your handout. I would have you download that, follow along during the lecture as if you were in class. And then the lecture videos are based off of those notes, so you can follow the lecture videos as you go. So I'd ask you to do that before you hop into your homework. And then here we are now, finally, homework 1.1, the first official assigned work. So for example, question 1, there are textbook and various helps depending on the problem along the bottom. Let's see if I have a better question. This one has a view the example, so you can view an example of that, or get more help, look at the textbook, send me an email. So there's helps within the problems. You can also work it multiple times until you feel comfortable. It'll regenerate new numbers. So that's a place for you to practice and to really get comfortable with the material on each one of these homework assignments. Then you take a quiz over those 3 sections. So then quiz 1 won't have the helps on it. You can use your notes, you can use the notes you've taken, but it won't have the helps for you once you start the quiz. And if you've used this before, I know that you get very used to this and it's user-friendly. I hope you'll think it is anyway. But notice there's no helps along the bottom. So you'll take this full quiz. There's 12 questions. And then if you miss anything, let me show you this. You work through it all, and then there's submit quiz. Once you submit the quiz, it grades it, and then you'll know what you missed, and then you can start again and take it again if you'd like. But you do have to start it all over, I know. And that's how they all flow. So that's the flow of the class in weeks. I'll be sending you emails about it as we go, but I think that's the main information. So mainly I just want you to know I'm here and I want to help you and I want to see you be successful in this class, and just try to keep organized and keep up with the deadlines is probably the #1 thing students have trouble with. Is just life gets so hectic and in the way sometimes, and I know you're juggling a lot of other classes a lot of times, so just try to stay ahead of the deadlines and reach out to me if I can help you be successful in this class. All right, wishing you all the best.